everyone, it's Nadia from YARNutopia. Today we're making the Tutti Frutti slippers. These are so much fun to make and they're really beautiful. We are working the entrelic or entrelac or entrelic or whatever, however you want to say that stitch. We are working this entrelic stitch, all working it in the rounds. So we're working around this piece, making this beautiful diamond harlequin looking design. So it's really, really pretty. And we are working wavy stitches as well down by the toe. So we're working single crochets, half double crochets, and treble crochets for this part here to make a wavy design. Single crochets along the foot. We are working this piece in 3 different pieces and then sewing them and crocheting them together to make this lovely, it looks like a mukluk style boot. So this is a lot of fun to make. We're going to start off by making this cuff part, and then we'll make the sole, the bottom sole here, and then we will make the foot part and then attach everything. So I'll get into the supplies we need and I'll answer some frequently asked questions, and then we'll get into making this beautiful piece. So the yarn we are going to need today is Red Heart Super Saver yarns. Excuse my label here. I'll grab this label here. Red Heart Super Saver yarns. You can buy the jumbo skeins here. I bought a jumbo skein, but you don't have to use a jumbo skein because you're not going to need that much actually. Probably I would say about 100 yards of 4 different colors, and then your main color will be about 150 yards. Only because we are using 2 strands of yarn at the same time. So this is a worsted weight yarn, but you could use 1 strand of bulky yarn if you want to. So there you have 2 options. You can use 2 strands of worsted weight or double knitting yarn, or you can use 1 strand of Aran or bulky yarn. So that's totally up to you. This is Red Heart Super Saver yarns, and the main color I'm going to use is called Aran, and that is the off-white color here. You can see that. And then I have 4 other colors to make this interesting entrelic design and wavy design on the slipper. So I have the color of hot coral, or I think it's hot coral or just coral here. Then this color is dark orchid. Then I have flamingo. And then I have dark teal. I will put links to the colors and where you can get Red Heart yarns online. I will have links to that all on my website, so you can get the same exact yarn as me or find something equivalent just by going to yarnsub.com and finding an equivalent yarn to Red Heart Super Saver yarns. So those are the 5 colors I'll be using in this project today. You can see Red Heart Super Saver. Now the size hook we are going to use is a J hook. You can't really see the J on this hook. I'm using a 6mm hook in this project. I will have that information on the website as well. This hook that I'm using today is a beautiful hook from the Etsy shop Would Be Fancy. You've seen some of my videos being using these hooks in the past, and this hook is a nice little handle here made of real wood and hand carved, and these hooks are fixed inside of the handle, and they're sold on the Etsy shop Would Be Fancy. So I will put the link also in my website, and it is in the description of this video. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can find hooks like this on that shop, and I will put that information there. It's just a really nice handle to use, especially if you have arthritis, and it's just a really easy handle. So I really like these handles, and I think you should check them out and buy your own. Also, you're going to need a scissors and a yarn needle to cut your yarn, sew in your ends, and you're going to need the sewing needle also to sew some pieces together on your slippers too. So now going into the frequently asked questions. As for sizing, we are going to be making this a size 7.5, 8, women's medium size, US sizing. Okay, this is all, I live in America, so this is US sizing, size 7.5 and 8. Now, I do measure this along the way, but this foot part measures about 9.5 inches, bottom of it, which is about 24 centimeters. And lengthwise, this measures about 29 centimeters, which is about 11 inches, okay, tall. Now, in my video tutorial, in the written pattern on my website, I am only writing the pattern for this size, for this specific pair. However, continue watching this whole video, and in each section, making each part of this these slippers, I share with you tips and tricks on how to make these smaller or bigger. So it's really nice. You can make this cuff part as tall as you want. This is in a multiple of 11, so you can make this as big as you want to. Around here, I believe should be 12 inches around, but let me just double check here. That is 17 centimeters, so it's about 13 inches around the leg. Okay, that's around the calf muscle here. So that should fit around my calf muscle, but if you have a bigger calf, bigger leg, then you can increase this or decrease it if you have a smaller leg. Totally easy pattern to change. It's just a multiple of 11 up here, and then down here we are working in rows, so you can decrease these rows, however long or small you want this toe part to be, and then this back part working around here, you can increase or decrease the rows if your ankle hole needs to be smaller. And also for the sole of your bottom of your slipper, you can make this shorter or longer to make this is just a repeat pattern, so you can make this as long or short as you want. And like I said, in this video tutorial, I explain how to make these bigger or smaller throughout this video, so you can check that out. Now, before we begin, I do have to mention there are links in the description of this video, especially if you're watching it on YouTube and on my website. There are links everywhere. You can find the link to the written pattern. You can find the link to my Facebook. You can find the link to my website and my Instagram. Make sure to follow me on all social media, especially also on Snapchat, because I Snapchat everything, and you can see behind the scenes clips of what we do here at YARNutopia headquarters, aka my home in my studio. And I have to say a big thank you to my dad, Fuad, Azmat, for taking the time to make this video with us. He is our videographer, editor, and photographer for all of our videos, so make sure you subscribe to our channel here on YouTube. We have surpassed the 100,000 mark. We're getting there. We are growing every single day, so thank you to those who are subscribing and following the YARNutopia crochet tutorial videos. And last thing, I get a question all the time, what is on your nails? What color is on here? So I am using Ayla nail polish today, and this one is called Mr. Pookie's. How cute. So you can get like me and get this Ayla nail polish and use the same color as me, but I really like this. I got this in my Ipsy actually one month. I really like Ipsy too. So that is on my nails. So now we can get started and make these fabulous Tutti Frutti slippers. Alright, to start off, with all of your colors, you're going to want to use 2 strands at the same time. So what I did is made little balls of yarn out of the big skein of yarn, and then I'm going to use both strands at the same time. Some people like to work from both ends of this full skein, and that's totally fine, but I personally like to just roll a small ball of yarn like this, and then use the yarn from the skein and the small ball of yarn. Or you can make 2 balls of yarn and use 2 balls of yarn at the same time. Totally up to you. So we are going to use 2 strands at the same time. Let me get my yarn all situated here. And then we are going to make a slip knot. So we want to put the 2 strands together like this. Okay. And then we are going to put the short ends over the long ends and then fold this down and then pull those 2 strands through that loop and then pull tight, and you have made a slip knot with both strands. Then we are going to insert our hook and we can begin. So to start off, we are making this in multiples of 11, so I'm going to chain 55. If you need yours to be bigger, if you have a bigger calf, this is going to be the entrelic part, so the calf muscle area around your leg. If you need to, you can chain 66 or 77. So I'm going to chain 55 here, so yarn over and pull through 1, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3, and you can see I'm hooking on both strands at the same time here. If you want to, you can use a bulkier yarn as well, just using one strand of bulky yarn, but I'm going to do the 2 strands. This is easy for me, so I'm going to chain 55. I won't make you watch me do all of them, so I'm going to do that, and then I'll meet you back up when I have all 55 chains. Alright, so I chained 55, and this is what your chain should look like, just something really long, and you're probably like, whoa, Nadia, this is actually going to fit around my thigh and not my calf. But don't worry, it is going to be big like this for now, but we are going to be making the entrellic stitch, and it is actually going to kind of squeeze this together and not be as wide when you come back around. So don't think of it that it's too big right now. The 55 chains, I can quickly measure here for you so you know how long it's going to be. My chains come out to be about 50 centimeters, which is about 19 and a half, almost 20 inches. So that's how long my foundation chain is going to be. Yours can be bigger or smaller, but just know that that is going to be too big, obviously, right now to fit around your calf muscle. So we are going to start off with the entrellic design, the entrellic stitch. I think I'm saying it right. Some people say entrelloc, but I am going to demonstrate here what we need to do. We have a loop on our hook. We are going to go into the second chain from the hook, and we are going to pull up a loop. So the loop on the hook doesn't count as a chain, so we're going to count 1 and 2. This second chain right here, I personally like to go into the back ridges. So if you look at your chain like this, and then you turn it toward you like that, you can see these back ridges here, just like that. I am going to work into those back ridges, and you want to make sure you pick up both strands at the same time when you do that. So the second chain, 1 and 2, right in there, just go in, then hook on your yarn just like that and pull it through just like that. So now we have 2 loops on our hook. Okay, we want to get a total of 7 loops on our hook. Okay, so this is considered as 1 loop, this is considered as our second loop. So now go into the next chain right over here and then yarn over and pull through for another loop on the hook. That's 3 loops on the hook. Go into the next chain, yarn over and pull through. So now we'll have 4 loops on our hook. Next chain is 5 loops. Next chain is 6 loops. And the next chain is 7 loops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now what we're going to do is yarn over and pull through 2 of the loops. So this is considered 1 and 2. Okay? So now you should have 6 loops on your hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through 2 more loops. So yarn over, pull through 2, so 1 and 2. So now we have 5 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2 more. So now we have 4 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 more. We have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 more. We have 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through those last 2 loops. And now we're back to our 1. Alright, so now we can go on to the next step of making this into a square. So you can see here these vertical little loops here. These look like vertical lines right here. We are going to work into those. And when you make the square, you want to make sure you have 7 loops on your hook. And when we come across here, we are also going to pick up the next chain over here for on our foundation chain. So I'll show you how to do that. What we're going to do is take our hook and go into the side of this vertical loop here. Okay, so not this first one, because this loop is coming out of this first one here. So we don't have to worry about this one. But we're going to go into the next one, okay, on the side of it, kind of like a front post stitch that we usually do. So we're going to go on the side of that like that. And then we're going to yarn over and pull through just like that. So now we have 2 loops on our hook. Then we're going to go to the next one right here, and we're going to go onto the side of it and then pull up a loop. So yarn over and pull through. So now we have 3 loops. Do it to the next one right here. Go through, yarn over and pull through. So now we have 4 loops. Next one here is 5 loops. And when you get to the 6th loop, you can see here there's this vertical loop right here And if you can turn this here, you can see there's this thing right here. It's like an extension of that, kind of. So we're going to actually go through that as well. Okay? You don't really have to, but it's nice and it makes a cleaner stitch if you go through both of those. That's kind of like the end of the square kind of thing. So I'm going to go through this right here and the end of this piece right here for the last one. That's the 6th one here. So yarn over, pull through all of that. There. So now we have 6 loops on our hook. We need 7. So what we're actually going to do is go to the next foundation chain that's free right here, and we're going to go into that, then yarn over, pull through, and pull up. Okay? So now we have 7 loops on the hook. We're going to yarn over, pull through 2, 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 and yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, just like that. So you can see now this is kind of making a square, a mini square shape. Awesome! Now we're going to do the same thing that what we did with that last row here. So we're going to go into this vertical line right here on the side of it, around it, just like that, yarn over and pull through. Then go to the next one, vertical line right here, go in, yarn over, and pull through. Next one right here, go around it like that, yarn over, and pull through. There's 4 loops. This one's going to be the 5th loop. And when you get to the 6th loop, we're going to go through that vertical line and this last little loop here. Okay? You'll be able to see it. So then yarn over and pull through both of those kind of things, just like that. And then we're going to need a 7th loop on our hook, so we're going to go to the foundation chain, very next chain here, go into that, yarn over, pull through. So now we have 7 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through 2 at a time. So yarn over, pull through 2, 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 and yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, so now you can see here there's 3, we did this 3 times, so you can see the vertical lines here, 1, 2, and 3. We want to do 5 in total. So our 4th one right here, we're going to go into the side of this next one right here, go into the side, yarn over, pull through. Next one, side of this, around it, yarn over, pull through. So that's 3 loops. Next one is 4 loops. Next one is 5 loops. And then the 6th loop, we're going to go on to this little vertical line here and this side loop right here. Yarn over and pull through all of that. And then we're going to get the 7th loop off of the foundation chain right here. Go in, yarn over, pull through, just like that. So now we have 7 loops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, 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 pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, so you can see here the square little shape is forming. So we have 4 of these, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we need to do another one before we can go on to the next step. So go into the side of this right here, just repeat the last step we did. So yarn over, pull through, go into the next vertical line right here, yarn over, pull through, next vertical, yarn over, pull through, next one, yarn over, pull through. Now the 6th one, again, showing you here, we're going to go through the vertical line and this loop that's right here. Yarn over and pull through all of that. And then the 7th one, we're on the foundation chain. So go in, yarn over, and pull through. Then we're going to yarn over, pull through 2, 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 and yarn over and pull through 2. Awesome, so now we have a little square. It's looking fabulous so far. So now what we're going to do is slip stitch across until we get to this chain way over here, because we're going to start making the next square, and we're going to do this across our foundation. So to make the slip stitches across here, we are going to slip stitch quite loosely because we will be using them in the next row. So what we're going to do is go under this vertical line, and if you see here, there's a loop right back here, right there. Okay, so we're going to go through that. We're going to go through the vertical line and that back loop there, and then yarn over and pull through both of those, okay, and pull through the loop on your hook, and there's your slip stitch. So we need to have 6 slip stitches in total, so that was 1. So go next vertical line right here, go in, and this loop back here, you can see it right here, we're going to go into that, yarn over and pull through both of those and the loop on your hook. So that's 2. Next vertical line here, go around that vertical line and that back loop right here, we're going to go into that. Yarn over and pull through both of those and pull through the loop on your hook. So that's our third, 1, 2, 3. Going into the next vertical line on the side there, and then through this back loop here, yarn over, pull through everything. So that's 4. And this last one here, vertical line and that back loop there, yarn over, pull through everything. So that's 5. And now our 6th one is going to be this chain right here. So go into the next chain, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Now notice that I made my slip stitches quite loose because in the next row I'll be working into those slip stitches. Okay, so there's a cute little square or diamond for our entrelic design. So now we're just going to repeat what we did. So I will show you again. We're going to make a bunch of these squares across here. So we already have a loop on our hook, and that chain that we are in, that we just slip stitched into, counts as one of them. So we are going to have to put 7 loops on our hook in total. So that was 1. So now going into the next chain, yarn over, pull through, that's 2. Next chain, yarn over, pull through, there's 3. Next chain is 4. The next chain is 5. Here is 6 and 7. And then just repeat. So yarn over, pull through 2, 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 and yarn over and pull through 2. Then do the vertical line thing. So go under this one right here, yarn over, pull through, next one, yarn over, pull through, next, yarn over, pull through, and then this one here, yarn over, pull through, and for your 6th one here, we're going to go through this vertical line and that last loop there. You can see that little right here. We're going in there as well. Yarn over, pull through both of those. So now we have 6 loops on our hook, we need 7. So go into the next foundation chain, right down here, yarn over and pull through. So now we have the 7 loops on our hook. Yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, 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 pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. So there's that. Okay, I'm going to do this a little bit faster now for these next 3 rows here. We need to do 5 in total. So that was 1 and 2. So next row is row 3 of this entrelic little square. Okay, and for our 7th loop, remember, foundation row here, pick up a loop. So make sure you have 7 loops on your hook, then yarn over and pull through 2 until that is finished, and that was the 3rd row of this next square here. This is all considered though row 1, okay, this entrelic design here. So you can see this, even this little diamond here with this diamond and the next following diamonds, these are all just row 1 of the pattern. And you can get the written pattern on my website, YARNutopia.com. I'm doing this next row here of this little diamond, little square, I guess it's going to look like a diamond. Okay, and then picking up the next chain, and then yarn over, pull through 2 until you don't have any more to pull through. There. Alright, so you can see here 1, 2, 3, and 4, so I need to do one more here to make this a square. So I'm going to go through each vertical line, pulling up a loop. And this last one here, the 6th loop, is going to go through both of these, and then yarn over, pull through, and then the 7th one is on the foundation chain. So now I have 7 loops on my hook, yarn over and pull through 2 until there's no more to pull through. Oops, make sure you pick up both yarns if you're using 2 strands of yarn. Alright, so now this square is done, so now we are going to slip stitch across here to make our next square. So we're going to go into this vertical line here and the loop that's back here. Okay, again, if you need to, you can rewind this to see what I did from the first square or the first diamond part of this, but I'm just slip stitching across here. It's exactly the same then across here. So we're just going to slip stitch across here, and then once I get to the next step here, I'll show you what to do. Okay, so you want to make sure that you slip stitch 6 across here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the 6th slip stitch is going to go into the chain that's on the foundation chain right here. So go in, yarn over, pull through and through, and remember, slip stitch loosely because we'll be using those slip stitches in the next row. So there we've made 2 squares or 2 diamonds there, just like that. So now repeat exactly what we did for this one right here all the way across. Okay, so just pick up, make sure you have 7 loops, yarn over, pull through, next chain, yarn over, pull through, that's 3, next chain, yarn over, pull through, there's 4 loops on the hook. This next chain will be 5, next chain will be 6, and the next chain will be 7. So then we just yarn over, pull through 2, and then we're just making the next squares all the way across here, and I think that should make you have either 5 or 6 squares, but I will do this all the way across my foundation chain. Once we have no more chains left, I will meet you up and we will go on to the next step. Alright, I'm just finishing up my last square here, diamond here. I guess I should just call them diamonds here because we like diamonds and this looks like a diamond in the end. So I'm just finishing my last one. You should have 5. If you chained 55 in the beginning, you should have 5 little diamonds on this row, and that completes row 1. Oh, let me slip stitch across here. So we just need to slip stitch across and end at the very end of this. And remember in the beginning of this segment when I said that the 55 chains was measuring like a wide, it was like really wide or whatever. Well, now you can see that it actually will fit around your leg. Okay, so let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now what we need to do, you can see here, this is what your piece should look like. You will have curling on your edges, but don't worry about that. It will straighten out later. So this is what it should look like, and when you wrap it all the way around, you will see that it is smaller than our first foundation chain, and that will fit around your leg. So, like I said, though, you can chain in the beginning a multiple of 11, and you will have... Then, if you chain, obviously, 55, you'll have 5 of these little diamonds. If you chain 66, you'll have 6. If you chain 77, you'll have 7, and etc. So you will see that it will be nice to fit around your leg. So now what we need to do is actually doing that without twisting it, making sure that everything is not twisted. Bring this back around, okay? And you can see this first chain on, or this first stitch on this diamond here, right over here. Okay, you can see this little slant. We are going to slip stitch into that first one right there. So go in, then yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Okay? And now if you are not changing, well, regardless if you're changing color or not, we have to fasten this off because we end in the little valley here. You can see these look like little mountains. So this is the top of the mountain, this is the valley, and this is the top of the mountain. So we end the round in the valley area. So we are going to snip that. So I just slip stitched to that. You saw that I chained up one and I'm cutting this yarn. Okay, be careful with your scissors. They can be very sharp. And then pull that all the way through and pull tight. And we'll sew in our ends a little later. So this is what you should have, just a big ring of diamonds. I would like that. Anyway, going on to the next step, we are going to start, like I said, at the top of a mountainous little diamond square here. So what we're going to do, you can see here, there are 5 rows. So if you turn this toward you to make it look like an actual square, you can see 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and you can see here, if you turn it this way, you can see these stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We wanted to start on this side. There should be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we are going to start right here in this one right there. Okay, and this is for then rows 2, 3, 4, and however many you're going to make of this entrelic design. So now I need my flamingo color. So let me grab that. Okay, and again, I rolled a little ball of yarn, and I'm using the ball from the skein of yarn as well. 2 strands at the same time. Okay, let me get my yarn all situated here. There we go. And then we are going to, you do not have to make a slip knot if you don't want to, so you can just put the 2 strands together and hook it on your hook and pull it through that stitch, just like that. And now we are going to be working in a continuous round. So we already have the loop on our hook. We are going to go into the next stitch right here, these slip stitches. Remember, these are our slip stitches from the last round. I said to make them loose because we're going to be working in them. So go into the next one, then yarn over and pull through and pull up, then go into the next one. Okay, we want to have 7 loops on our hook. So then yarn over, pull through. There's 3 loops on our hook. And 4 loops. And 5 loops. Here's 6 loops. So we have 6 loops here. Now our 7th loop is going to be up this side of this next square. So you can see 7th loop is going to be right there at the bottom. We actually slip stitched into that one when we ended this round, this last round here. So we're going to go into that one to pick up a 7th loop. So yarn over, pull through like that. And then we're just going to repeat what we did for the last round, just yarn over, pull through 2 until you do not have any more to pull through. There we go. My hook is a little sticky today. There we go. So there was row 1 of this first diamond here. So now we're going to repeat basically the entrelic design. So going into, now you can see our vertical lines here. Okay, we are going to go into those and pick up 7 loops. So go into this next one right here. So this first one on this edge is where this one coming out of it is counted as that vertical line. Okay, then we're going to go into this next vertical line around it, yarn over, pull through, next vertical line. There's 3 loops on our hook. Next vertical line is 4. Here's 5. Remember the 6th one here, we're going to go through this line and this loop right here. Then yarn over, pull through both of those. Just like that. So there's 6 loops on the hook. Now you can see up this row here, there's a next loop right there. So we're going to go into the side of that. It looks like a regular stitch. We're just going to go into that, just like that. Yarn over, pull through, like that. And then again, yarn over, pull through 2, 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 and yarn over and pull through 2. And there we go. That was our second row of our next square. So we're going to do that again, and every time we do this, we should have 5 rows of this in total for each little diamond. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's 5. Remember, the 6th loop goes through the vertical line and that loop that's right there. Just like that. And then the 7th loop is going to be this next one up this square, or up this diamond right here. So go up into there, the next row, yarn over, pull through, then yarn over and pull through 2 until you don't have 2 more to pull through. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3. And you can see up here, there's 2 left because we have to have 5 rows, so we will get to the top of that, and it'll be a nice little diamond around that. Okay, so here's my 6th loop right there. Okay, now going into the next one up here, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so it's a very nice repetitive little pattern here for each little square. And it almost looks knit. It's really, really cool. So now going into the next one here, this is our 5th row of this little square here. In the pattern, this is all though row 2, so we're in row 2 right now. Okay, so here's our last row. Okay, just like row 1, we have to slip stitch across here, and those slip stitches are going to be worked in for the next row. So go into the next vertical line here and into that loop back there, as you can see right there. Then yarn over, pull through everything. That's 1. We need 6, so go into the next, yarn over, pull through, pull through. That's 2. Next one is 3. Here is 4. And this one is 5. So the 6th one is going to be up at the top here. You can see this stitch right here that's free. On this row 1, we are going to go into there, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Okay, but make sure you don't pull too tight. These slip stitches have to be loose enough to work in for the next rows. So you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, and now we're in the next section. Across here, we're going to make another one of these. So there it is, nice little diamond. Fantastic. So now we're just going to, we already have a loop on our hook, so we need 7 loops. So go into each one of these slip stitches. Oopsie. Make sure you're picking up both yarns. There we go. There's 2 loops on our hook. There's 3 loops. Here's 4 loops. 5 loops. 6 loops. And then the 7th loop is up the side of this next square. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this first one right here. Okay, because we're going to make 5 rows. So if that makes sense, you'll see. And then yarn over, pull through 2 until there's no more to pull through. Just basically repeat what we've been doing all the way around. When I'm on my last diamond of this row, I'll meet you up and then we can go on to the next row. Alright, I'm just finishing my last diamond of this round. So again, on row 2, round 2, you should have 5 of these diamonds in the end. Okay, and rows 3 and 4, you will also have 5. You can make these as long as you want. I'm just going to do 4 sections of these, so 4 rows of this entrelic or entrelock stitch. So let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and our 6th one here is actually going to go into this bottom one here. So our very last slip stitch, go into our first chain up 1 there, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Okay, and then that one will work in. But we're going to fasten this color off. So yarn over, pull through, chain up one there. Cut your yarn and then pull that all the way through and then pull that tight so that secures that. So there is row 2. Okay, so you can see there's less curling. You can see that there is a little curling here, but we will fill in these little things later. But now going on to rows 3 and 4, we are repeating row 2 exact. So I'm going to pick up a new color. You can use the same color or a different color. The different colors just make it really pop and really interesting. So we're going to start at the peak here, right in this stitch, just like our last row. Just repeat row 2 for as many times as you want, however high you want these boots or these slippers on your leg. But like I said, I'm going to do rows 3 and 4, or rounds 3 and 4 off camera because they are the same as round 2. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this row 3 in this purple color, and then row 4 in more of like an orangish color. And then when I finish, just repeat row 2 exactly, okay? And we're just doing this entrelic design. Make sure your 7th loop is on this next square here. Okay, so just rewind this video, see what I did for row 2 and how to finish it and everything. Once I am finishing round 4, so I'm going to do this round and the next round, making 2 more sections of these diamonds, the diamond design. I am going to make 2 more sections off camera, and then once I finish my 4th section, once I finish my 4th section, I'll meet you up, and then we'll go on to the next step, I guess. Good luck! Alright, I just finished my 4th section here. Just going to slip stitch to this first stitch right here. And now I'm going to fasten this part off. So I'm going to chain 1 and cut that, pull that through, pull it tight. Now at this point, if you want to continue to make these entrelic design and entrelock stitches, you can make this as long as you want. I'm just doing the 4 sections here, 1, 2, 3, 4, but you can go on to making this as long as you want. I am going to now go on to the next step, so if you want to, just continue working this pattern as long as you want, and then follow up with me at this point. Now we can go on to the next step of filling this in to make triangles to make this straight edge on both sides. So what we're going to do is flip this like this. So now we're looking at the top, so you want to decide which side you want to be the top or the cuff of your slipper. So I want the bluish teal color to be the top of my slipper, so I'm going to make the cuff first, and then we'll turn this back around and work the bottom portion also. So to start off, we are going to use our main color of our slipper now. So I'm going to use this Aran yarn, 2 strands at the same time like this. And we are doing similarly how we made these diamonds, but instead we're actually going to make triangles. So I'll show you how to do that. Now we're going to go at the top here. You want to see that there are 6 loops here. Let me make sure here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is where we're going to start, right at the peak of a diamond here. So right at the top here, I'm going to insert my hook. I'm going to hook on my yarn and pull that through. And very similarly to how we did this last part here, we are going to hook on 7 loops. So go into this next slip stitch right here, yarn over, pull through, and pull up. Next one. So now there are 3 loops. Next one is 4 loops. Here's 5. Here is, oh, you know what? I think I started 1 late. You want to make sure that you're getting the 7th loop to be right the first stitch here. So there we go. We made our first mistake here. So let's start over on that. You want to start on this stitch right here. So this pattern doesn't really give you a whole lot of slack on mistakes, so you want to make sure that you have the right stitching and the right counts and everything. So hook on that loop and try again. So first loop here, then second loop, here's third loop, next one is fourth loop, fifth loop, sixth loop. Okay, and then the seventh loop is going to be row 1 of this next square here, or this next diamond here. So go into there, yarn over, pull through, just like that. So now we have 7 loops on our hook. Now what we are going to do to make the triangular design, we are going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 more loops, yarn over, pull through 2 more loops, and then yarn over and pull through 2 more loops. So now we have 3 loops on our hook. We are going to yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops, just like that. Okay, so we kind of made a decrease, making these 2 stitches into 1. Now what we're going to do, since we have a loop on our hook and that one counts as pulling it through these 2, we're going to skip this one and this one. And we are going to go into the side post of this next vertical line right here. Okay, and then yarn over and pull through. Okay, for this one we are going to have 6 loops on our hook. So we have 2 now. So going on to the next one right here, yarn over and pull through. There are 3 loops. Next one is our 4th loop. Okay, and just like I showed you before, we are going to go through this loop and this side loop here. Okay, just like that for our 5th loop now. This was our 5th loop. And now going up to this side of this next diamond right here, the next free stitch right there, we are going to yarn over and pull through for our 6th loop. Now we are going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 more loops, then we are going to yarn over and pull through 2 more loops. So now we have 3 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops, and that decreases those last 2 together. Okay. Then we are going to go on to the next step here. We're going to skip over this one right here and this one right here. We are going to go into the side of this next one, this next vertical loop right there, yarn over and pull through. So now we have 2 loops. This next row we are going to have 5 loops in total. So then this next vertical line right here to the side of it, around it, yarn over, pull through. And this next one, our 4th loop, we're going to go into this vertical loop and this loop back here, right there, yarn over, pull through both of those. Okay, so now we have 4 loops on the hook. Our next loop, our 5th loop here, we're going to go into the free stitch on this diamond right here. So go in, yarn over, pull through. Okay, and then yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. And now we have 3 loops on the hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops, just like that. So we've decreased this line and this line together. Okay, so you can kind of start to see that it is making a closing in on this triangular shape. So now what we are going to do is skip this one and this one right here and go into this next vertical line loop right here, yarn over and pull through, and then this 3rd loop right here, we're going to go into here and into that loop back there. This row will have 4 loops on our hook, so yarn over, pull through. We have 3 right now. We have to go into the free stitch on this side right here, go in, yarn over, pull through. So now we have 4 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through 2 of those loops, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops. We just decrease those last 2 together. And now what we're going to do is on this last part here, we're going to go into this next stitch. So we're going to skip this line right here because this one is coming out of it. And we're skipping this one because they are attached basically, like making those 2 into 1. So we're pretending this line and this line are 1. Okay, so we're going to skip over those. We're going to go into this vertical line and that back loop there. Yarn over, pull through. Okay, and then this next free stitch right here, going in, yarning over and pulling through. So now we only have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops, just like that. And now what we have to do is slip stitch into the very next stitch. So go into this next stitch here, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. And there we have finished a triangular shape, just like that. How fabulous. So now we have to repeat that all the way around. So I'll show you again, a little faster this time. We already have a loop on our hook, so we have to get 7 loops. So go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through. Next stitch, this is our 3rd loop. Next stitch is our 4th loop. This is our 5th loop and our 6th loop, and then the 7th loop is the first row of this next diamond right here. Then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Instead of pulling through 2, we're going to yarn over and pull through the last 3 loops. Okay? Then we're going to skip this loop and go into this next loop here and pick up loop. This next row will have 6 loops. So there's 1 and 2. Here's 3. Here's 4. This 5th one is going through both of these, this loop here and this loop. Okay, and then the next loop, the 6th loop, is going to go into the stitch that's free on the next diamond. Just like that. Then yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And now we'll have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops, just like that. This next section is going to have, or this next row here is going to have 5 loops on the hook, so skip this first one here and this next one here, these vertical lines. Go into the next vertical line right here, yarn over, pull through, next one here, yarn over, pull through, and this next one here, go into this vertical line and this loop back here, yarn over, pull through. We need 5 loops, so there's only 4 here. We have to go into the free stitch on the next diamond right here, yarn over, pull through. So now we have 5 loops. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 of the loops on your hook. Okay. Again, we're going to skip this stitch here and this stitch here, these vertical lines, because they're decreased into 1. As you can see, they're kind of squished together like that. So we're going to go into this next one here, yarn over, pull through, and then this next one here, and that loop back there, right like that, yarn over and pull through. And then we're going to go into the free stitch of this next diamond right here. Go in, yarn over, pull through. So now we have 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over and pull through 3. And this last section here, we're going to skip this line and this line. We're going to go into this next vertical stitch and that loop back there, yarn over, pull through, and then we're going to go into the next free stitch on our next diamond, yarn over and pull through that. So now we only have 3 loops on our hook, so yarn over and pull through those 3 loops. And then slip stitch into the next free stitch on this diamond. There. So there's the second. It's triangular shape. So we're making the edging now of this piece. So now we're just going to repeat what we did for this diamond, or this triangle part here, all the way around, and then I will meet you up for the next round. Alright, just finishing my last triangle here. What we need to do is slip stitch into this first stitch here, and then slip stitch into this first stitch here. Okay, this last slip stitch though you can pull tight. That's not going to count as a stitch. This slip stitch counts as a stitch for the next row. So if you need to count back around this round here, you can see that we have made all of our triangles around. Looks nice. You should have 30 stitches around. Okay, that is each little triangle having 6 stitches each in total. So at the top here you can count here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the next triangle will be 6, 6, 6, 6. So if you're in multiples of 6, so if you did, you know, obviously I have 5 diamonds around, so 5 times 6 is 30 stitches. So if you had 6 diamonds around, you will have 36 stitches around, and so on. So if you had 7 diamonds around, you'll have 42 stitches around for this round here. So now we can go on to round 2 of the top here. So let me put this back on my hook. Round 2 of the top cuff part here, we are going to chain up 2, 1 and 2, but that does not count as anything, so pretend that's not even there. It's just getting us to the height we need. And we are going to double crochet into this first stitch right here. So a double crochet is yarn over, go into this same stitch right in here, yarn over and pull through, then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. That is a double crochet. So we are going to double crochet into each stitch all the way around for a total of 30 double crochets. So yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So just double crochet all the way around on this round, and then I will meet you up for round 3 of the top of the slipper, or the cuff of the slipper. So I'll meet you up for the next round. Alright, just finishing this round here. So I've double crocheted all the way around, and that was round 2 of the cuff, or the top part of the slipper. So now what we need to do to close this round, instead of slip stitching to this chain up 2 right here, we're going to go into the first double crochet stitch right here, and then yarn over and pull through and pull through. Okay, so that closes that round. So now you can see here, this is what it should look like. You can stretch it out so that it will fit around your leg. Okay, so now what we need to do is make a ribbing design here. So we're going to chain up 2, yarn over, pull through, 1 and 2, and again, that does not count as anything. We are going to put a front post double crochet around this first double crochet. So you can see here, there's our chain up 2. We're not going to do anything on that. We're going to work a front post double crochet on this stitch here. So yarn over, go on the side of this stitch around the post, just like this. Pretend it's one of those vertical stitches in the entrelic stitch thing. Okay, going around it like this, then yarn over and pull through. Okay, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops, just like a double crochet stitch. So there's a front post double crochet, just like that. And now we are going to put a regular double crochet into this next stitch here. If you need to, fold this forward, and you can see that this stitch right here is what we just worked the front post stitch around. Okay, so don't work anything in there. We're going to work a regular double crochet into this stitch right here. So yarn over and go into the actual stitch, then yarn over and pull through, then yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2, and that's a regular double crochet. Now the next stitch, so we're just going to alternate these 2 stitches all the way around. So this very next stitch right here, we're going to put a front post double crochet around it. So yarn over, go on this side of the post around it, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. There's our front post double crochet. Then on the next stitch, a regular double crochet, so yarn over, go into the actual stitch, yarn over and pull through, then yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Okay, so front post double crochet around the next stitch, and then put a regular double crochet into the next stitch. And just alternate those 2 stitches all the way around, and then I will meet you up for the next round. Alright, you're going to put a regular double crochet into the last stitch here, and then what we're going to do is slip stitch to the first front post double crochet right in here. So skip this chain up 2 right here. We're going to go into the stitch, the double crochet, front post double crochet stitch, yarn over, pull through, and through. Okay, now going on to row 4 of the top part of the cuff here, we are going to repeat row 3. So chain up 2, And then on this front post double crochet stitch right here, we are going to put a front post double crochet around it. And then on the next stitch, which is a regular double crochet, we are going to put a regular double crochet into that stitch. And just alternate these two stitches. So the next stitch is a front post double crochet, so we're going to work a front post double crochet around it. So on the front post double crochets, you're going to work a front post double crochet. On the regular double crochet stitches, we are putting a regular double crochet. It's that easy. So just repeat the last round, round 3. This is round 4 now I'm working on. And if you want to, you can go on to making this taller, this cuff taller if you want to as well. So you can just repeat round 3 as many times as you want to make this cuff as long as you want. But after round 4 here, what I'm working on right now, I'm going to fasten this part off. So I will meet you up at that point. Alright, just finishing this round, putting a regular double crochet in that last stitch, and then to close this round we are going to slip stitch to the front post double crochet right here. Just go in, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. And now, like I said, I'm going to fasten off at this point, but you can repeat round 3 to make this cuff as long as you want. But all I need to do is to chain 1 and cut this yarn to fasten that off, and then pull that all the way through and pull it tight. Okay, and then you can even, sew that end in right away. Grab your yarn needle, okay, go on the inside of your piece here and go underneath some stitches and just sew in that end, so simply, just like that. A yarn needle helps very much in this project. When you have all these ends and changing color so often, it's just nice to have this little tool. Okay, and then we're just going to trim this little extra piece. And there it is. Okay, so now at this point you can see our fasten off is right here. So I'm going to flip this all the way around like this, and we are going to work this side now, making sure that this fasten off section right here is this on the same side. Okay, it really doesn't matter, nobody will really notice that, but you kind of want this to be the back of your work. So we're going to start here. I'm going to start at this diamond here, and we're going to do the same thing as we did for round 1 of the top of the cuff. So we're going to insert our hook into the peak right here. If you need to, count 6 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the 7th stitch right here will be the first row of this next diamond. Okay, so we want to start right there, and we are using our main color again, same color as we used for the cuff, or you can use a different color, it really doesn't matter. And then we are just going to repeat now, making triangles to make this side flat. So just hook on, going in, yarn over, pull through to the next stitch, yarn over, pull through on the next stitch. We need 7 loops on our hook. I'll show you how to do one of these triangles, but again, it's the same concept as the first round of the cuff, making those triangles. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yarn over, pull through 2, 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 but don't yarn over and pull through 2, we're going to yarn over and pull through 3. Then we're going to skip this loop here and this vertical loop here and go into the next vertical loop right there, yarn over, pull through, go into the next vertical loop right there, yarn over, pull through. We want 6 loops on our hook for this round, so there's 4. And the 5th one right here, we're going to go into this vertical loop and that loop in the back right there, yarn over, pull through. And then this next loop, the 6th loop, is going to be row 2 of this next diamond. So right in this stitch, this free stitch right here, yarn over and pull through. Then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. Then skip this loop, go into this vertical loop right here. This next one will have 5 loops on the hook. go in, yarn over, pull through. There's 2 loops. Next vertical loop, go in, yarn over, pull through. There's 3 loops. Next vertical loop right here, and this back loop here, yarn over, pull through that. That's 4 loops. And the next free stitch on the next diamond, yarn over, pull through. There's 5 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 3. Skip this loop, go into this next one right here, vertical loop, yarn over, pull through. Next vertical loop and that back loop there, yarn over, pull through, and the next free stitch on the next diamond, yarn over, pull through. We have 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. Skip this loop, go into this loop right here and the loop back here together, yarn over, pull through. I have 2 loops on the hook. Next free stitch on this next diamond right here, yarn over, pull through. We have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 of those loops. And then slip stitch into the next free loop on this diamond right here. Go in, then yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Okay, so there's one triangular shape filling out this edge here. We're going to do that all the way around. If you need to, just rewind this and look at this section right here that I showed you for the top part of the cuff and do that little triangle round for this round here. I am going to fill this all in for this next step here, the bottom part of the cuff, and then I'll meet you up for the next round. Alright, just finishing this round of doing these triangular stitches, we are going to slip stitch to this first stitch right here, going in, yarn over, pull through, and through. And just like the other side, the opposite side of this, you should have 30 stitches around. Or, in your case, if you made it bigger, you know, you can make, like I explained earlier, you will have a multiple of 6. So I have 30. You could have 36 or 42 or however many more if you made this bigger. So now, going on to the next round, we are going to repeat round 2 of the top part. So chain up 2, and then we are going to double crochet into this same stitch that we just slip stitched into and chained up 2 in. Okay, and we're going to just double crochet in each stitch for a total of 30 double crochets. And that's it for this part. So I'm going to double crochet in each stitch, and then I'll meet you up when I am about to fasten this part off, and we can go on to making the next piece of our slipper. Alright, when you come back around, when we want to fasten this part off, again, if you want to make this part longer, you can just repeat this round, just making this more rounds of double crochet, but I'm going to slip stitch to this first double crochet here, okay, not this chain up 2. We're going to go into the first stitch, and then yarn over and pull through and through. And now we can fasten off with a long tail because we are going to use that for sewing. So chain 1, and then cut your yarn really long, and then continue to pull this all the way through. I probably cut my yarn a little too long, but you want a long tail for sewing, so you can be the judgment of how long you need to cut it, and then pull that tight, just like that. So there is the cuff, the top part of our slipper. Looks fabulous. If you have some loose ends in here, you will need to sew them in, just like how I demonstrated earlier. Just take your yarn needle and weave them in underneath some stitches. But this is what it should look like. So now what we're actually going to do is set this aside. So I'm just going to wrap this all up here. And then set this aside and grab your main color of your slipper. 2 strands of that. And we're going to make the sole, or the bottom part of our slipper now. So make a slip knot, so put your short end over your long end, fold this down, and then pull that through and pull tight. Insert your hook, and we can begin. So I'm going to make this to fit a size 7-8 US women's size slipper, but you can make this as short or long as you need it to be. So it is a repetition after round 5, or row 5, sorry, these are working in rows, so you can make this as long as you want. But to start out, what we're going to do is chain 4, so yarn over and pull through, 1, yarn over, pull through, 2, 3, and 4. And then what we're going to do for row 1, we are going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook and across. So the loop on the hook doesn't count as a chain, so we're going to count 1 and 2. And just like I showed you earlier in this video, I like to turn my chain toward me and work in these back ridges here. So we're going to go in the second chain here, 1 and 2, this chain right here, we're going to go in for a single crochet. So go into that back ridge, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. That is a single crochet. So we have to do that in the next 2 chains also. So go into the next chain right here, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And the next chain right here, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops. So now you have 3 stitches on row 1. Now we're going to chain 1 and turn our work around like so. And we are going to put 2 single crochets in the first stitch. So right in here, go in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And again, go back into that same first stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Then we're going to put 1 single crochet in the next stitch, so go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And then this last stitch on this row, we are going to put 2 single crochets in there. 1 and 2. So now on row 2 here, you should have 5 single crochets. Going on to row 3, we are going to chain up 1 and turn our work around. And we're going to repeat that last row. So we're going to put 2 single crochets in the first stitch, 1 and 2, and then we're going to put 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches, 1, 1, and 1, and then in the last stitch we are going to put 2 single crochets. So 1 and 2. Fantastic. So now on row 3 here, we have 7 single crochets across here. So now going on to row 4, we are going to chain up 1, turn our work around, and we're going to repeat that last row. We are going to put 2 single crochets in the first stitch and 2 single crochets in the last stitch, and each stitch in between we are going to put 1 single crochet. And I think that should be 5 stitches on this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and then like I said, 2 single crochets in that last stitch right here. 1 and 2. So after row 4, you should have 9 stitches in total. Now this is the width of what our sole is going to be, so if you need to, you can just repeat that to make it wider if you have a wider foot on the bottom, but this should be sufficient for a regular, sized foot, but if you have, extra wide feet or something, you can continue on working the same row, just putting 2 single crochets in the first stitch and 2 single crochets in the last stitch and 1 single crochet in each one in between, and make this wide as you need it to be. So now for rows 5 through 23, I am going to chain up 1, turn my work, and put 1 single crochet in each stitch across. Now I am going to, like I said, do rows 5 through 23. You can do as many rows as you need to. When I get to row 23, my piece will measure about 7.5 inches. That will be sufficient enough to go on to making the last 3 rows. So after your repetition, we are still going to make 3 more rows to finish off this piece. So make sure, you know, if you need to measure your foot, and make sure that this piece from the beginning here up to the bottom of your toes, or like just your palm of your foot, basically the bottom of your foot part, and minus your toes, make this as long as that. Then the last 3 rows of this, I will meet you up after I finish row 23, and then we'll make the last 3 rows together, and that will be basically where your toes will be on the sole here of this sole of the slipper. So I hope that makes sense to you. I am going to just repeat this row, just single crocheting across for rows 5 through 23. Once I finish row 23, I'll meet you up for row 24. Alright, just finished row 23 here, so this is what your piece should look like, something like this. Now, if you need to, obviously make this shorter. This is just a repetition. This is just going to be the length of your foot. This should measure to the bottom of your toes. Okay, so the next 3 rows are going to cover where your toes are. But let me show you here. Let me get my measure tape and show you that it is going to measure about 7.5 inches. Okay, so you can see that, just like that. And that is about 19 centimeters. Okay, that is going to fit my size foot, which is 7.5 women's size, or 8, 7.5, 8, I guess, women's US shoe size is what I wear. So now, going on to the last 3 rows, we are going to chain 1. Row 24 says turn your work like this. We are going to single crochet 2 together to decrease. So go into this first stitch right here, then yarn over and pull through, then go directly into the next stitch, and then yarn over and pull that through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Okay, that is a single crochet 2 together. Now we are going to single crochet in the next 5 stitches until we have 2 stitches left on this row. So 1, 2, here's 3, 4, 5, just like that. There's 2 stitches left. We are going to single crochet those 2 together. So go into this next stitch, yarn over, pull through, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And that's a single crochet decrease. Okay, so after row 24, you should have 7 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Going on to row 25, we are going to chain 1 and turn our work. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing, single crochet 2 together. So go into this first stitch, yarn over, pull through, go into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops, and then single crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, next stitch is 3. So there should be 2 stitches left on this row. We're going to single crochet those 2 together. So go in, yarn over, pull through, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Okay, so you should have 5 stitches after row 25 is done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain up 1, turn your work. Last row here, we are going to single crochet these first 2 stitches together. So go into the first stitch, yarn over, pull through, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Then single crochet into the next stitch right here, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And then these next 2 stitches here, we're going to single crochet those 2 together. So go in, yarn over, pull through, go into the last stitch here, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And now we can fasten off. So chain 1, and then grab your scissors, cut your yarn, and then pull that through and pull it tight. So there is the sole of your slipper. So like I said, you can make from rows 20 or rows 5 to 23 here. You can make this shorter if you want to make your slipper smaller, or you can make it longer if your foot is bigger. So that really is an easy, you just repeat rows 1 through 4 for this part, make this middle part as long as you want, and then repeat the last 3 rows of this sole, so make this bigger or smaller. The written pattern does not have stitch counts or like measurements or anything for other sizes, so you'll kind of have to just eyeball it and do it on your own, but the written pattern will have this size, this specific size that I'm making, size 7.5, 8, women's US size. Okay, so this piece right here measures about 9 inches total. Okay, that's how long my foot is. Ooh. And that is in centimeters, about 23 centimeters, 22.5 centimeters. So that's how long this piece will be if you make it exactly like mine. So now we can go on to the next step. We're going to set this piece aside and make the top of the foot, and I will meet you up at that point. Alright, for the top part of the foot now, we are going to start with our main color. So I'm going to start with this, and we're doing 2 strands at the same time. Make a slip knot, so put your short end over that long end, then fold that down and pull that through and pull tight. Insert your hook, and we can start this part now. We are going to start out by chaining 4, so yarn over and pull through 1, here's 2, 3, and 4. And now we are going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook and across, just like the sole of the foot. So we are going to go into the second chain here, just like I showed you in the sole of the foot. We are going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And the next chain gets a single crochet, and the next chain gets a single crochet. So now after row 1 you should have 3 single crochets in total. Going on to row 2, we are going to chain 1 and turn our work around, and we are going to put 2 single crochets into each stitch across. So put 2 single crochets in this first stitch, 1 and 2, and then we're going to put 2 single crochets in this next stitch right here, 3 and 4, and the last stitch right here gets 2 single crochets as well. So that's 5 and 6. So you should have 6 single crochets after row 2. Going on to row 3, we're going to chain up 1 and turn our work around. Okay, and for row 3 we are going to put 2 single crochets in the first stitch. So go into this first stitch here, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And again, go back into that same stitch and make another single crochet. Then we're going to single crochet 1 single crochet in the next 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there should be 1 stitch left. We are going to put 2 single crochets in there. 1 and 2. So at the end of this row, row 3, you should have 8 single crochets in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Awesome. Going on to row 4, we are going to chain 1 and turn our work around here, and we are going to put 2 single crochets in the first stitch right here, 1 and 2, and then we're going to put 1 single crochet in the next 6 stitches this time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then the last stitch on this row is going to get 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. So at the end of row 4 you should have 10 single crochets in total. Okay, we are going to chain 1 and turn our work, And we're going to repeat that last row. So we're going to put 2 single crochets in the first stitch and 2 single crochets in the last stitch, and 1 single crochet in each of the middle stitches. So in this row, it's the next 8 stitches here. So let me count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then the last stitch gets 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. So at the end of row 5, you should have 12 single crochets in total. Going on to row 6, we are going to chain up 1 and repeat what we've been doing. So 2 single crochets in the first stitch, 1 single crochet actually in the next 10 stitches this time, and then 2 single crochets in the last stitch. So I'll do that and then I'll meet you up for row 7. Alright, when you are finishing row 6 here, we are going to put the 2 single crochets in the last stitch. However, when you make your last single crochet here, we're going to go into the stitch, yarn over and pull through like this, but we are not going to yarn over and pull through with the same color. For row 7, we are changing color. So grab the yarn here, we're going to do it opposite of what the cuff is. So if you look at your cuff here that we made this entrelic stitch, I am going to, instead of starting with the teal, then flamingo, then this purple orchid, and then the coral, we are going to do it opposite. So I'm going to start with the coral here in this next row. Okay, so for row 7, I am going to use the coral. Then the row after that, row 8, is going to be using purple, then row 9 is going to use flamingo, and then row 10 is going to use this teal color, okay? So that is for my part here. So we're going to change color, okay? So what we need to do is hook on the new color and then pull that through both loops to finish off that last stitch there. We're dropping the old color, and now we have the new color on our hook, okay? And now what we're going to do is go on to row 7. We are going to chain 1 and turn our work around, okay? And if you want to, you can set this down, cut your old color because we're not going to need it anymore for now. We'll come back to it later. You can tie this in a knot if you want to, or leave it. Totally up to you. It's not going to come unraveled or anything. And then we are going to go on to row 7. So now we are going to, in this first stitch here, we are going to put a single crochet. So go in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2. And we are going to make a half double crochet in that same stitch. So yarn over, go into that same stitch, yarn over, pull through. So now we have 3 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 of those loops. And that's a half double crochet. Now we are going to double crochet into the next stitch. So yarn over, go into this next stitch here, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. That's a double crochet. Now we are going to treble crochet into the next 2 stitches. So yarn over twice, okay, 1, 2, go into this next stitch right here, then yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 more loops, and then yarn over and pull through those last 2 loops. That is a treble crochet. So we have to do the same thing in the next stitch. So yarn over twice, go into the next stitch, then yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 more loops, and then yarn over and pull through those last 2 loops. Awesome. Now in this next stitch right here, we are going to put a double crochet. So just yarn over once, go into this next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. In this next stitch right here, we are going to put a half double crochet. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 of the loops on your hook. and that's a half double crochet. Now we are going to single crochet into the next 2 stitches. So go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2. Go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. You can see it's making a little hump here. Okay, we're going to do the same thing over here on this side. So we're going to half double crochet in the next stitch. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. We're going to double crochet in the next, so yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. We're going to treble crochet into the next 2 stitches, so yarn over twice for those treble crochets, and make 1 in the next stitch, just like that, and then yarn over twice again for the next stitch, putting a treble crochet in there. And now we have 2 stitches left. We are going to put a double crochet in this stitch, so yarn over once and go in for a double crochet. And then the very last stitch is going to get a half double crochet, so yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, and a single crochet. But in the single crochet we're going to change color, so go into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through, hold it. We are going to grab our other yarn, sorry about that. I'm going to reach over here and grab this purple color now. Okay, both strands. We're still using 2 strands of yarn here. And we're going to hook that onto our hook and finish off that last single crochet stitch. Just like that. I just pulled that through those last 2 loops there. So we're dropping our old color. We have a new color now. And now we can go on to row 8. So for row 8, we are going to chain up 4. So yarn over and pull through 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to turn our work around, okay, just like that. And I'm going to set this down for a second. I'm going to cut my old color. Now after row 7, you should have 16 stitches in total for row 7. So I'm going to cut this old color here. And I like to tie these in a knot, so I'm taking this color and this color, wrapping the 2, and tying that. Just a simple one-time knot. And then this chain up 4 right here is going to count as our first treble crochet of this row. So it does count as a stitch. Okay, and for row 8 we are going to treble crochet in the same stitch. So yarn over twice. Go into that single crochet from the previous row there. Go into it, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 more loops, and yarn over and pull through these other 2 loops. Okay, so it looks like there's 2 treble crochets in the first stitch there. Then we are going to double crochet in the next stitch, so yarn over once for a double crochet. Work a double crochet in that next stitch there, just like that. We are going to half double crochet in the next stitch, so yarn over, go into that next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. And then in each one of these 2 treble crochet stitches right here, we are going to put a single crochet in each one of those. So go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Next stitch, single crochet. Okay, then we're going to half double crochet in the next stitch, then double crochet into the next stitch. Oops, there we go. Got a yarn over with both strands there. There we go. And then there's 2 single crochets here. We're going to put a treble crochet in each one of those. So remember, treble crochet is yarning over twice, and put a treble crochet in this single crochet, and a treble crochet in this single crochet. Awesome. Then we are going to double crochet in the next stitch, then half double crochet in the next stitch, and then single crochet in the next 2 stitches, which are treble crochets each. So single crochet in this treble crochet, and single crochet in this treble crochet. Then we need to half double crochet in the next stitch and double crochet into the next stitch. Now we have 1 stitch left. We need to put 2 treble crochets in there. But on our very last treble crochet, I'll show you what we need to do because we're going to change color again. So for the very last stitch on this row, which is, this is row 8 here, we are going to yarn over twice, go in that same stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, but don't yarn over with this color and pull through these last 2. We're going to grab our other color. So I'm going to set this down, grabbing Flamingo here. Okay, taking the 2 strands of that, and then hook that on the hook instead of the purple here, and pull that through the last 2 loops there to finish that stitch off. Then we're dropping our old color, we have our new color here, and for now we're going on to row 9, we are going to chain 1, and then turn our work around. Okay, I'm going to set this down here. We are going to cut the old color. Okay, and I'm going to tie those in a little knot here, like a half knot, just like that. Awesome. For row 9, you can start to see the wavy design. That looks really cool. So going on to row 9 now, we are going to single crochet into the first stitch. Oh, for row 8, you should have 18 stitches now. Okay, so now we are going to go on to row 9, single crochet in the first stitch. Okay, and then single crochet into the next stitch. Okay, then we are going to, let's see here, half double crochet into the next stitch. Okay, so we're done increasing now. We're only putting 1 stitch in each stitch across here. Okay, just different stitches though. So we did a single crochet in the first 2 stitches, a half double crochet in this next stitch, then we are going to double crochet in the next stitch, and then treble crochet in the next 2 stitches. So that's 1. Yarn over twice for treble crochets, and that's 2. Then double crochet in the next stitch, then half double crochet in the next stitch, and then single crochet in the next 2 stitches. 1 and 2. Then half double crochet in the next, then double crochet in the next, and then treble crochet in the next 2 stitches. 1 and 2. Okay, then we're going to double crochet in the next, and half double crochet in the next, and then single crochet in the next, and we still have this chain 4 here. We're going to go into that chain 4, the top chain of that, right in here, if you can find it, there we go. Go in, yarn over, pull through. We have 2 loops on the hook. I'm going to, again, set this down. Got to get my last color here. I'm changing color once again to the 4th color I have, which is this teal. And I'm going to yarn over with that instead and pull through to finish off that last stitch. Okay? Now we can go on to row, what was that? Let's see here, 10. We're going to go on to row 10. We're going to chain up 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And again, that's going to count as our first treble crochet of row 10. I'm going to turn this around. Okay. Since we dropped our old color, I'm going to cut that yarn and tie these 2 colors in a semi-knot here. Okay, just like that. Then we are going to, since this chain up 4 counts as a stitch, it's counted as worked in this first single crochet stitch right here. So we are actually going to treble crochet in the next stitch right here. So yarn over twice, go into this next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. So it does look like a treble crochet and a treble crochet. Then we're going to double crochet in the next stitch, then half double crochet in the next stitch, then single crochet in the next 2 stitches. Okay, if this is going a little too fast, you can follow along with the written pattern. It's quite simple, just working this wavy design here. We are going to half double crochet in the next stitch and double crochet in the next stitch, and then the next 2 stitches get a treble crochet each. So yarn over twice, go into this next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, yarn over twice again and go in here. This next stitch gets a treble crochet. Then double crochet in the next stitch, and then half double crochet in the stitch after that, and then single crochet in the next 2 stitches. Almost done with this row. We're going to half double crochet in the next, then double crochet in the next, and then treble crochet in the last 2 stitches. Awesome. Now this very last stitch here, we're going to change color one more time back to my main color. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, but don't yarn over and pull through those last 2. We're going to change color back to the main color here. And now we're working with the main color for the rest of this pattern. So I'm going to yarn over and pull through both of those loops there to finish off that last stitch on row 10. So now we're going on to row 11. I'm going to chain up 1 and turn my work around. Okay, I'm going to set this down here. I'm going to cut this yarn and I'm going to tie those in a half knot just to help it keep from unraveling. Okay, obviously there's a lot of ends here to sew, so what I'm going to do is work this row here and then I will pause for a minute to sew in my ends. So for row 11 we are going to single crochet in these first 2 stitches. So go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Single crochet in this next one right here. So these first 2 stitches get a single crochet. The next 2 stitches are going to get a half double crochet. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, and the next stitch, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. The next 2 stitches are going to get a double crochet each. So just yarn over once for a double crochet. Okay, no treble crocheting in this row here. Just 2 stitches here of double crochets. Just like that. Then the next 2 stitches are going to be half double crochet each. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. And the next stitch, half double crochet. Then the next 2 stitches are going to be a single crochet each. So go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And the next stitch. Then the next 2 stitches are going to be a half double crochet, 1 and 1, and then the next 2 stitches are going to be a double crochet, 1 and 1. Then the next 2 stitches are going to be a half double crochet, and then the last 2 stitches are going to be a single crochet. So it's this treble crochet, it's going to get a single crochet, and then this chain up 4 stitch right here is going to get a single crochet. It's going to be difficult getting that on there. There we go. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so again, you should have your 18 stitches in total on row 11. Awesome. So now it's kind of straightened out here across, so it's not so wavy. You can see that. So now I'm going to pause for a minute. We're going to chain 1. Okay, I'm going to pull this loop up and remove my hook. And then I'm going to sew in a bunch of these ends before we go on to row 12. So I'm just going to take my yarn and my needle. I'm going to yarn my needle and just go underneath some of these stitches and just hide these ends. So it's going to be a little bit of, you know, sewing in these ends here just to hide them for you. But it's not too much here, and this is going to look fabulous in the end. So just make sure that you sew them in their corresponding color, because you don't want to see these loose ends at all. So going underneath these rows, just like this. Corresponding color, even though I look like I'm going into the purple here, underneath those purple stitches is this coral color. So I'm going to pull that through, just like that. Okay, stretch it out, and then go on to the next. So just sew in all these ends, and then I'll meet you up for row 12. Alright, so I sewed in my ends here, most of my ends. I just have one left here, but it looks and feels so much better. So this is what it should look like. We can go on to row 12 now. So rows 12 through 20 are just single crocheting across. You can make it, like I said, shorter or longer, just like the sole of the foot. Now you want this to match up with the sole of the foot. So I'm putting my sole down here. This will be the front of the foot here, and this is the back of the foot, so this is going to come around like this, and onto here, just like that. So you can kind of see the shape of the slipper already taking shape there, so it looks really nice. So we want this part here to go up as tall as to the ankle, okay? So we're gonna we're gonna do single crochet rows until it is to the ankle part of our foot, okay? So what we're going to do, I'm going to do rows 12 through 20. You can do shorter or longer depending on how long your sole is, or if you want to put this on the top of your foot and measure it to make it, or see how far you need to go. So that's how you can make it longer or shorter. So like I said though, I'm going to do rows 12 through 20 like we did just here. Just chain up 1, turn the work around, and single crochet. Just like that. Okay? So you can make this as big or small as you need it to be. There should be 18 stitches on each row. So you can just continue doing that. I'm just going to single crochet, chain 1, and single crochet across, and just keep doing that until I finish row 20. Once I finish row 20, I will meet you up for the next step. Alright, so I just finished row 20 here, so you can see here, we're going to count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is row 7. This purple row is row 8. This is 9 and 10. Then we have row 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So I have 20 rows in total here. Now we are going to make 2 little strap things to wrap around the foot to make the ankle opening. So what we're going to do now, so this is the end of the top of the foot. Now we are at the divide for leg opening, and we are going to start with the right side. So we're going to chain 1 and turn our work around. So now this looks like it's the right side, and this side looks like the left side. Okay, so we're going to start at the right side right here, and we are going to work a single crochet in the first 7 stitches. So go into this first stitch right here and single crochet. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's 1. Next stitch is 2, here's 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. But we're going to leave the rest of these stitches unworked. We're not going to work into those, we're just going to chain 1, and turn our work around. So going on to row 2 of the right side here, we're going to do rows 2 through 10, or however many rows you need to wrap around your foot. We are going to single crochet in each stitch for a total of 7 stitches. And I'm going to do 10 rows in total here. So this is row number 2 right here, and I'm doing row 2 through 10, just single crocheting across this little section here. So chain 1, turn it around, and row 3 now, single crochet across. And I'm going to do that for 10 rows. Like I said though, you could do more or less depending on this part here is going to get to the back of your ankle, the very back of your leg. So you don't, I mean, if you want to go all the way around, make a really long one, and then just sew that to the side, you can do that too. Just making one and just sewing it around here. But I'm going to make 2. So I'm going to make this piece to fit to the back of my ankle, or the heel area, the center of my heel. And then I'm going to meet you up when I finish row 10 here. We'll go on to making the left side, doing also another 10 rows of single crochets to the back of the ankle. Alright, just finishing row 10 here, and now I am going to fasten this side off. So we are going to chain 1 and cut this yarn, and then pull that through. Okay, pull tight, and this is what it should look like. So this is the right side here. If you're looking at it like this is the top of your foot, this is the right side here. So now if you look at it like this is kind of rounding out, and then this is going to round to the back here, so that will meet to the back of your heel right there. Okay, so now we're going to make this side to wrap around to this side of the heel, around to the back. And then we'll connect these two in the back, and we will attach everything. So what we need to do, it says in the written pattern to skip 4 stitches on row 20 of the foot. So right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and go into this next stitch right here. And there should be 7 stitches here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're right here. Okay, and we're going to hook on these 2 strands of yarn, main color here, just like that. Then chain up 1 and single crochet into that stitch. So go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and single crochet into the rest of the stitches here. Okay, and that is row 1 of the left side. Now we're working on the left side of this foot. We're looking at the top of the foot here. And we are going to repeat then what we did for the other side, doing rows 2 through 10, just single crocheting across, then chain 1, turn the work, and single crochet across these 7 stitches. And I'm just going to repeat that. And then once I finish row 10, do not fasten off. We are actually going to attach both of those sides. So you can see here, chain 1 and turning the work around here, and just single crochet across these 7 stitches. Okay, so what I'm going to do is do that just till row 10, and then when I'm finishing row 10 I will meet you up and we'll go on to the next step of attaching the 2 pieces. Alright, I just finished row 10 here. This is for the left side. It looks like the right side because it's flipped around. So what we're going to do is go on to the next step of attaching these 2 pieces here. So I'm going to chain 1. Okay, I'm going to turn my work around here so you can see what I'm working with. Okay, so this is our piece. Now you want to decide here which side you want the right and the wrong side to be. So it really doesn't matter, but I want this side to be the outside here. So what we're going to do is, let me remove my hook here so you can see. We're going to put these 2 pieces together like this. Okay, and we're going to slip stitch or single crochet, it really doesn't matter, these pieces together. So we make the ankle hole to fit our slipper on us. Okay, and this is the inside now of the foot part. Okay, so you want to crochet the inside together. because we don't want this to be seen. So I'm going into this first stitch here, and I'm going into this stitch on this side, on this piece right here, and then I'm going to slip stitch, so yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Okay, then go into the next stitch and the next stitch just like this, yarn over, pull through both layers, and pull through the loop on your hook. Okay, next stitch, both layers, yarn over, pull through everything. So there should be 7 slip stitches in total. So going into this next one here, yarn over, pull through, and through. We have 3 left here. Slip stitching all the way down here. Okay, last one here, going into this layer, yarn over, pull through, and through. Okay, then to fasten this part off, we're going to chain 1, and let's see here, we could actually, fasten this off. So chain 1, then cut that, pull it through, and pull tight. Okay, now I'm going to flip this inside out, or right side in, whatever, just like that, so you can see that is the outside and the back heel, just like that. Okay, and this is the outside of our foot right here. Can't really tell if it is what it is right now. Then here's the sole here. We're going to attach this to here, kind of like this, and then we'll attach the top part, this piece, onto here. But since there's 30 stitches around this piece, we have to get 30 stitches evenly around the ankle piece here. And if you stretch this, it'll stretch and it will look like a better ankle. It will fit around your foot just fine, okay? So we have to get stitches, single crochet 30 stitches evenly around this part here so that we can sew this piece onto here, around it, like that. Okay, so what we're going to do actually is set everything aside. Let's do that next. So grab your 2 strands of main color and start in the back of your foot here. Just start anywhere. I'm going to start in row 10 of this side here, and on the side of it right here, hooking on this yarn, pulling it through. We are going to chain up 1 and single crochet in that same spot. Basically wherever your hook fits is where you should single crochet. So go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, I am going to single crochet in each row of this side, and then in the front of the foot I'm going to put 2 single crochets in each stitch, and I'll show you what I mean. So that we have a total of 30 stitches in total on this piece. Okay, so we're just single crocheting. You can put, 2 right in here. Just put 2 randomly right there. It really doesn't matter. As long as you have 30 stitches in total on this round, because you have 30 stitches in total on your other piece, that cuff part of your slipper, you have 30 stitches. If you made these bigger or smaller, obviously you're going to need that many stitches on this part as well. So again, for different sizing, you will have to figure out how many stitches you need at this point. So now I'm at these front stitches here. These are like legit stitches, so I'm going to put 2 single crochets in each one of those. 1 and 2. 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 And then I'm just going to put 1 single crochet in the rest of the stitches. So that should get me to be 30, or roughly 30. You want to make sure you have 30. So if I get to the very end here and need to put 2 stitches in there, no big deal. Obviously, nobody's going to notice that 1 stitch. So I'm just single crocheting in each row. Let me go back and count at this point. So we're going to count to 30 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So I only need 2 more stitches, but I have a lot of room here. So I'm going to stretch this out. 29 and 30. Awesome. Then we're going to slip stitch to this beginning here, go in, yarn over, pull through, and through. And then we're going to fasten this off. So chain 1, cut that, pull it through, pull tight. So now we have 30 stitches on this round, and it'll be much easier to sew this to this piece, just like that. Fabulous. So now we can go on to the next step. I'm going to attach the sole part to this first, and then we'll attach that piece last. So take your sole of your shoe here. I flipped this upside down here, and we're putting the sole on this piece right here. Okay, and then I'm going to put all these pieces inside. You want to put these 3 stitches here in the back and the 3 stitches in the front here to match up with the front 3 stitches there, as you can see, just like that. Okay, so 3 stitches there and the front, and these 3 stitches in the back will just lay in the center back right here. Okay, and you can just insert your hook wherever it fits, just like that, and then we're going to attach using both strands of yarn. We're going to single crochet attaching this. So I'm going to hook on my yarn, pull that through, okay, and holding these 2 pieces. Now this is going to be kind of tricky because we have to single crochet and hold both pieces. So you can see I'm going into this piece here and into the sole piece right here. Sorry, all these strands are in the way. Yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Okay, let me turn this way so you can see here. Okay, we have both pieces like this. We're just going to go into somewhere where our hook fits and into somewhere where our hook fits on that sole, and then yarn over, pull through, and yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, next spot right here, and let's say right here. And we want to make sure that it gets even. So if you want to, you can, kind of eyeball this and kind of pin this, or, put stitch markers where you want your piece to fall. Stretch this out, make sure that you do get both of these pieces along here, and we just want to single crochet along the edge here. Very simple yet tedious. This will take a little bit of time. I made another slipper earlier, and I had to end up taking it apart because I had too much fabric, or too many stitches on this piece and not enough stitches on my sole piece, and so I had to take it apart and kind of stretch the sole out, make sure, putting stitches, doubling up stitches in certain spots, and stretching it a certain way to make sure that it does fit. So you'll really have to kind of eyeball it and where you need to put your stitches, but basically wherever your hook fits is where you should single crochet. It doesn't matter how many are on this round, as long as you attach these pieces, you're good to go. So I'm just going to single crochet all the way around these pieces and attach them, and then once I have these pieces attached, we can meet up and we can attach the cuff part to the foot part. Alright, so I just sewed everything, or single crocheted everything together, so we're going to slip stitch to the first single crochet here. Just go in, yarn over, pull through, and through. There we go. And then we can fasten this part off. So chain 1, cut that, pull it through, pull tight, and you can see here I'll sew in my ends in a minute, but you can see there's a shoe. It looks like a shoe. This is a part of the slipper, the bottom part of the slipper. So now you can put your foot in, make sure it fits, make sure everything stretches out and fits around your foot. And at this point you're going to want to, if you haven't sewn in your ends as you went, you want to make sure you sew in your ends, any ends that you have, because it is going to be quite difficult to sew in your ends at the very end when you have the leg piece attached to this, the ankle, like the cuff part of your slipper, because it is so tall. So it's going to be hard to put this inside out and sew in all your ends. So you can see here I'm just sewing in this end right here, just like that. Cut that out. And I just have this end here to sew in as well. You can see I'm just yarning my needle, and then I'm just going to go underneath these stitches right here. Okay, and then we're going to grab the cuff piece and we're going to then sew that instead of crocheting it. So we just crocheted this to all like this, so you can see everything looks fabulous. Awesome. So now we want to grab our piece here, this ankle piece, and this cuff, the leg part, and we are going to have the ribbed part cuff at the top, and the bottom part here is going to be sewn to this piece to make the slipper like so. So what we're going to do is grab that yarn needle and these 2 strands of the yarn that we cut this piece really long because we are going to sew this now. And you can decide if you want to do the mattress stitch or the whip stitch. It totally does not matter. I am doing the mattress stitch though, so what I'm going to do is attach these 2 pieces, make sure that this fasten off part right here matches the fasten off part in the back here, and now we have 30 stitches in total. So we're going to go into one of the stitches on the foot part from the inside. As you can see, I kind of flipped this forward here so I can see the inside of the foot, and I'm going to pull that through 1 stitch. Then I'm going to go to the next stitch on this cuff part from the inside, and I'm going to go in to that stitch from the inside. Okay, and this is considered the mattress stitch. It's a nice flat stitch. Here we're going to go into the next stitch on this piece right here from the inside out. Okay, and next stitch up here, inside out. And you want to sew this together with the 2 strands because it is thicker and it will help keep it all in place and not wobbly, or I don't know, it'll just give it more of a sturdy feel, a sturdy look to everything. So then we're going to go around into the inside of this one. Okay, and there should be 30 stitches in total on each piece, so it should match up evenly very nicely. So I'm just going to mattress stitch this all the way around exactly like this, and then when I'm fastening off I will meet you up and I'll show you how to do that, and we will be done with 1 slipper. Alright, I'm just finishing up here, just going to do 1 more stitch, and then to fasten this part off now, we are going to go around from the outside now and to the outside there, just like this. And you can see I'm holding this right here in a loop. Okay, I'm going to pull this all the way, and you can see I have that loop there. I'm going to come back through that loop, okay, and tie a knot really tight. Okay, and you can do that a couple of times. So go underneath some stitches, wherever your hook will fit, right in there. Okay, go in, hold that loop up, come back around through the loop, and then pull tight. Alright, then we're going to, let me cut this shorter, we're going to sew in this end underneath some of these stitches here. So I just put my hand inside of the slipper. First of all, it's super warm in there, and secondly, I just don't want to sew this closed, so I'm just guiding it through underneath these stitches there. just like that. And then we can cut any extra, stretch it out, and there you have your lovely slipper. So I have just a couple ends I have to sew in on the inside here, but make sure that everything is sewn in and you can stretch it out and make sure it looks like an actual slipper. And then what you need to do is just rewind this video and make another one to match this. And there it is. The Tutti Frutti slipper is done. So just rewind this to make another one. I have one made off camera already. You can see I have some ends I gotta sew in on that one as well. But there they are. They're so lovely. Thank you so much for watching and learning how to make these slippers. There's no left or right foot. It is just basic stitching for both feet, so they're the same, and you can decide which foot you want to put each one on. So there it is. How lovely. Thanks again for watching, everyone. Make sure if you make these to share your photos on Facebook, on Instagram, and comment on my photos. You can check them out on the website, on Instagram, on Facebook, all the places. And follow me, and make sure you follow me on Snapchat as well. I'd like to see your snaps and let me know what's on your hook. I'm YARNutopia on Snapchat. Big thank you to my dad for staying over here all day long and working this with us and making this video for us. So I will see you next time. Happy hooking!